But, oh my god. What was that shot? Norbert. Okay, Norbert. I wasn't familiar with your game. Actually, I'm very familiar, but holy fuck. This is going to be a long match. VP plays slow, especially on overpass. Yes. That's Norbert. Yes, it is. Fun fact about Norbert, okay? You guys want to hear a cool story? This is like kind of just like a little bit of a mentality difference between European teams. They're obviously CIS, but just like Europe and NA. When my Strife roster... Nice shots. But yeah, that old Spirit roster. Patsy, Dexter, Chopper, Mir, and some Die Young. Or yeah, it was before Patsy. It was before Patsy. It was some Die Young. It was some Die Young, Mir, Chopper, Dexter. Fuck, who was it, man? I'm forgetting, like... But to be honest with you, they weren't like... They never made it like tier 1 with that roster. Yeah, I Disbalance was really good too. Oh, they're getting the Alexi B rotate. They got the Alexi B rotate, but he actually made it back pretty quickly. Huge trade. Really great play. Flip makes these really good decisions. Like, if he recognizes that his team has made it into the bomb site.
Lethargic push in from VP with 15 seconds. Norbert's looking for action to try and draw some of those CTs away. He's been successful, but they have to push behind this. 8 seconds, and they decide they're going to save. Flit and Mia hold on to their AK-47 straight up to the AWP as well, meaning that NaVi will get their first round with all 5 players stood alive. So finally some success, and that's exactly what they were hoping for. The midpoint of this map allows you fast rotations on both sides, as Flit is trying to hunt down on Immer. Gets it done, finally, from the back, from range. Wonderful, misses both of his shots. Uncharacteristic from him. Normally would be nailing one or both, and that is going to apply so much more pressure now onto the side. Alexi gets aggressive, bypassing the molly and the smokes. And it has afforded the luxury of a second player here as well, but it's going to be a swell, a tsunami of T's pushing onto the site. And they just run through everything. JL, it's a valiant attempt. A nice try from him, but it won't be denying the bomb plant. He has made this weak enough, though, that Bit could foreseeably pull this one off himself. Running around the corner, spray is good, but too many angles. And although they nearly got it done, those 2 missed shots from Wonderful in particular, you go back to and you think, that might have been the moment they lost the round.
Hey guys, make sure to check out Hot Pizza GG as they've added a new cool event. Complete easy daily tasks like visiting the website, opening a case, playing a classic or case battle to get cheese points, and make sure to complete all the tasks of the day to get an extra bonus. Once you collect enough, you can open different cheesy peasy cases for free and get a really cool skin. So, if you want to check out Hot Pizza GG, the link will be in the description below, and don't forget to use my code VLADOPART for another free 50 cents bonus.
It's going to be hard to see how VP can barrage their way past so many of M4s staring them down. They've lost one already. The smoke is going to allow them a bit of safe passage. That Molotov is too deep. It doesn't affect the bomb planter. Mia's so lucky, doesn't realize it, walks back in, and his feet get just eviscerated in the process. He is super low, the walking wounded, but Mia then comes out swinging, connects the headshot onto Alexi, and funnels the 2 remaining CTs back on Graffiti. There's no way through for the 2 of them, and they know they have to save. How bitter a pill that is to swallow. Looking for those exits, anticipating that maybe VP get aggressive and try and hunt them down. They have the money to justify going for that one. But man, this is a NaVi that are looking toothless right now, Jackie. They don't have that bite. They don't have that snare that we'd expect to spot from a team like this. And when you consider that Wonderful coming into this, talking about the previous 2 games again in terms of stats, coming into this, was the second best performing player out of everybody in the closed qualifiers.
Even if he dies, he'll get first contact and get the info, but he gets away, grabs the AK, dives around the corner with some acrobatics, and Wonderful's there to trade if things get out of hand. So deep control of middle, now firmly planted in the hands of NaVi. Wonderful should be ready for the peak. He is. Snaps down on a headshot. Beautiful. Adds insult to injury. And finally, it's 2 picks in favor of NaVi.
Should be 3. Is 3. JL. Finally, they take some initiative and they get aggressive and they reap the rewards. The round's not over just yet, though. Mia is still standing with Norbert. They've both had good games, but the 5-7 will prevail. Norbert's going to be checking his angle. JL will be called in this very position. A free execution to add to the 11th kill.
This is madness, Vince. The fact he's got himself into such a round-winning position and time's so tight. Look what's left on the clock. Strikes on the first as well. Wonderful. Realizes he has no option but to barrel it towards the bomb. The repeat from Norbert is crisp as you like. And that's a 4K, Vince.
Pure galaxy brain, Jane. If you ever doubted his intelligence. And I guess from that basis, Flick's like, go on then, have a kill on me. So you feel good. And now Norbert's going to pounce in again, isn't he? He's going to break the hearts one more time. And he at least breaks bit. James has the drop on JL, needs this kill. Unfortunately, his foundation was already wiped out from Wonderful. And finally, NaVi have something to get somewhat excited about.
5 versus 4, 40 seconds on the clock. Bomb starting to shuffle its way back round towards Monster Pipe as well. Everyone else setting the flavor that this is going to be a play towards toilets. JL needs to strike. Spams down, hits one as Norbert is taken out of commission. Wonderful also punishes. They're at least bringing it back into an advantage. And Wonderful, quick as you like on the scope, dispatches 2. Okay, 20 seconds left. This has got to be an RV round.
Surely. Yeah, this has to be it. Mia also coming through in the bottleneck of Monster. The flash is good, but they don't really capitalize on it. And now James, just too many players to watch out for. So we said, like, if NaVi can maybe wiggle their way into a 9-3, pick up that second pistol, there are avenues and ways back into this.
VP hanging on a knife's edge. Ooh, rotation could work well though for the T's as they're going to play into their hands. Problem is, Norbert barrages down their bullets from the dual Berettas and still takes down Alexi B in his dying moments. The one trump card could be that Mir's just rotated off though. Push comes to shove, they go for the walk-in, 20 seconds left. Will they find the frags? Fame falls, Mir looks to respond, but the bomb is planted.
It is planted 3-on-3. Lack of grenades, other than a flashbang for Flit, and he's sent cartwheeled to his grave. It's all coming apart at the seams now for VP. They had so many opportunities and advantages in this round, but have let them all get squandered. Dashed against the rocks, and barring an IGL masterclass clutch from Jame. It's looking like this is going the way of NaVi, and that's where the lifeline begins to really take fruition. Beautiful drive-by headshot with the P250, and NaVi do secure the 9-4. This is where game becomes, I would say, back on the table here, Jackie.
Minute and 20 left on the clock. Early nade rolls out. Okay, Norbert should have got contact off the audio cue, the gooshing noise from JL. JL's going to peek into him. Quick on the draw for the first. The AK pulls up to the party, silences one. Flit looking lost, Vince. Oh, it was like a child in Asda. He didn't know what was going on, just begging for someone to find him.
Well, maybe the big brother's going to arrive now in the form of Fame. He's taking a lot of damage, though, and his teammates falling around him. And now Jane, stuck in heaven, is going to probably have to save realistically. The one dampener is maybe that Bit hasn't really got out of first gear just yet, but that in itself is a potential banana peel, because eventually he will show up. And when he does, things are not going to get any easier. James may have picked up the first. He may die to the bomb, and if not, it's going to be Alexi. Some IGL and IGL crime, and it's the Finn that comes out ahead this time. NaVi close the gap to 3.
It's scary. Wow, perfect timing as well, dissipating that Molotov that comes in. Meanwhile, Alexi B, he's playing entry. He's the IGL, but right now he's the brawn of the situation. Throwing out left and right hooks. Stereo frags for him. Back up from JL. Ooh, bit of team damage. Bloodlust there coming out. Zimmer blows away Alexi B, but it won't matter, as that was more a celebration, Vince. A firework at the end of the round, because the round is over. NaVi have already laid claim to an 8th and will walk away with their heads held high here on a 17th. All VP can do is save.
Not going to find anything just yet, though. And so VP now, at one point, were 9-3 in the lead. At one point, I think it was like 8-1. So they're going to be sitting back and waiting to see what happens here and be reactive. Flash over. Being smoked out of position is James. Fame needs to come alive. Needs to get some impact. That kill actually helps him tremendously. He can now focus his attention. They're not going to expect someone on long because he wasn't spotted just beforehand. And that will get the drop on one. Is it going to be good enough, though? With Flit and James going to work, more than likely it will. And Alexi already ran out of bullets. Had to switch to his sidearm. It will not pass for VP. Their first round. And with a smoke up into heaven, that should afford them the luxury of a post plant. It's going to cost Alexi quite a bit of his health. But he's not going to care too much about that because Bit's gone in and alleviated the pressure and now can hold angles. VP may find themselves into another safe situation here with no grenades left. This would be a complete catastrophe, a calamity if Bit can get more than one kill here. And it's gone from bad to worse. Bit last man standing, no survivors. VP with one step forward and multiple backwards are right back into the oven once more.
The speed of the game's been in their control, the understanding of being able to play fast and slow CS as well. And this is a perfect round to describe that. 20 seconds on the clock as finally they go for the bite and they're able to get entries. 2 frags back though for the CT side, leaving it down to a 3v2. Mur has to stand his ground. Wonderful on the scope. Bites down with the AWP, claps his way through Mur, and it's all on Norbert. He's been good for clutches today. Low HP though, and it won't be a 1v2 for VP. It will instead be an 11th round given up to NaVi. They're starting to rev their engines, but they're blocked off. The Molotov, meaning that they can't run through the fire and the flames to get into the bomb site. They do finally commit to it, but it's easy pickings for the CTs. JL does not want to throw that AWP away for free, so he cascades further back, waits to see if maybe Bit can get some fadeaway shots, but he's backstabbed in his own right, as Fame will remove him from the equation. And with 4 seconds left, it's all about survival for JL. Has to stay scoped, doesn't want to give up the audio cue. Oh, fires out the shot, but it was just a warning. He goes down.
Especially in static positions in the game, he's going to be getting aggressive, trying to bypass that smoke, maybe to try and alleviate some of the pressure that Fame is going to be feeling in a few moments' time on that player. The linchpin position in bathrooms gets one, may not be good enough though as the flood of grenades come in and Jane needs to stand tall.
Is he going to be washed away by the tides? He's burning, Vince. Not brightly, not turning up the heat in the way that you'd want him to, as instead he's taken down. But talking of which, that's a huge response. Flit bombards onto Wonderful. That was the bomb planter. Oh, Vince, they've only got 10 seconds left to make a play out of this. JL has to focus on bomb recovery and getting it planted. The Molotov denies the map control. Imma replies with a headshot, but 4 seconds left on the timer. All they've got to do is run away. Norbert just has to stay alive. The round cannot be won. And NaVi, their hopes and dreams go up in a puff of smoke just like James did.
Let's put all the pressure on his teammates. Fame goes out. The timing's good, but Ema still gets him. Must have a guardian angel looking over his shoulders right now. How is he still alive in this round?
Oh, mate, put a H before Imma's name because he's him right now, Vince. Big plays being made with the AK as he slays his way through them. Keeps going. He's good for a hat trick into the 24th. Oh my God, NaVi have put this game in the back pocket and are looking at overtime. Norbert. Yeah, he's had some clutches, but surely this one is too much of a tall task. Smoked out at a bomb site, trapped towards bank, and Wonderful lays claim to the 12th round. They force it into overtime.
They cannot afford to take anything for granted as JL is going to go walking slowly through into the smoke. Once that clears, there's going to be a flashbang behind it. Doesn't affect Norbert, but it seems that magic has gone from him. It's disappeared. He was such a man-mountain, a beast. He's had a really good map, but when it's really counting at the end here, some players are going absent. Another double molly setup is keeping the CTs isolated from their brethren on the side, and they're just picking them off one by one. This is some sublime usage of Molotovs from NaVi once again, and nobody is retorting. No one's retaliating. It's like VP have disappeared once again in the smoke, and they have to dart back and save one more time with Fame on his M4. NaVi take the first blood in OT, and they're looking so good on this T side once more.
Wow. Okay, that was crisp, that was drilled. Complete change of pace as well. Over that entire half, it's been slow. 30, 20-second sight takes from NaVi.
Really needs to step up in this OT. Like, it's not acceptable for him to be posting up like 30 ADR, having tons of AWPs, and not really having any impact whatsoever for his teammates. Flip, though, gets the better of Alexi, who was flashed, went for the wild spray, didn't work out for him. Mia treading on the Molotov, has to come back out into the open, and in the last few moments, it's been all NaVi. Suddenly, from an advantage of VP, it falls against them. The Molotov, I don't think that's going to spread and deny the bomb plant, so Wonderful's going to be fine to just place that one straight down. And with smokes in the eyes of the CTs, Jame and Norbert, now Norbert by himself, is going to go down without much of a fight, and Jame is still in connector. He's nowhere close to his teammates. It begs the question why Norbert is going in so aggressively if there was no secondary component to that push. But now James' position is known. It's the USP versus an AK-47. It should be a done deal, and it will. Emo will not miss that chance. But very impressive usage of grenades. And now Bit's going to be slowly walking his way up on short. They may have missed the timing. He whiffs his spray, gets punished. It's actually a team kill. But there's Mia on the drive-by with his own MP9. Flip was Molotov'd off, but another one trade by Mia, who's waking up. And they desperately needed someone to build off. Anybody to build off in the remainder of this first half of OT. And it seems like Mia was the man for the job. Whether it's going to be good enough is still yet to be seen.
Maybe a lurk role he could still be proficient in, but your options are limited as he's just so close to death. Norbert just teasing the idea of a play towards Monster, spamming at the feet of JL. JL will weather the storm and survive, turns tail and tries to get away, and Fame trades it back, picking that one up. So we're into a 4 versus 4. Time again, he's going to run low. 50 seconds on the clock. Bomb on the back of Jame. He's got the AWP.
So much time has elapsed, though, since regulation. You wonder if VP have maybe gone off the boil a little bit when it comes to their aggressive sort of entry fragging capabilities. And Wonderful, he's just been consistent this entire game. Hasn't really excelled, hasn't had any highlight reel-worthy moments, but he's just been there, plodding along, kill after kill. Jame continues to struggle. Had the opportunity, needed to kill Ema to open up this site. But instead, Mia is stuck alone with 10 seconds left. And the CTs have 2 players on long. Ema is forced out into the open. He gets dealt with by Jame, and they have smoked off Dumpster. But this post plant, this is still a winnable round on the side of VP as they tickle the bomb. Jame takes first point to call with a flashbang, and now Mia should be able to secure this one. Now Mia going straight for the defuse, but there is Mia to save the day. Super close to nail biter, but VP with just mere seconds get it done.
You're going to have dribs and drabs of utility or gaps in terms of the firepower. Map control from VP is being taken round towards playground early. Wonderful pushes down. You like to see it, but he hates that, Vince. Bullet between the eyes as Fame ruins him. Opening pick grabbed by VP. Imma panicking. JL, pants around his ankles, down for good in connector. Where are VP taking this one? It looks like all the way to the bank, Vince, as they are battling with real confidence into this round.
For the reasons we highlighted, and Alexi's given his position away and also a third of his health on top of that, if they do save these 2 guns, JL can buy. I think Ema will be able to buy as well, but they will be lacking the AWP at bare minimum. But it will afford them the luxury of another purchase to try and take us into OT2. And VP, they know exactly the situation. So they're going straight for the jugular. No prisoners today. The Shadow betrays Alexi, and he will fall prey to the AK of Flip alongside Bit. And VP now, out of nowhere, have their own match point to play with.
They're just going for a dry contact play up onto the A-bomb site. Wonderful's nade. Perfect timing on it, but it doesn't connect Vince. No audio cue. He won't realize that they're right here. Oh, he still lands the shot, though. And the Deagle rings supreme. Smashes the face of Fame and sends them packing. VP are down to 3 players. Doesn't matter that there wasn't a buy for NaVi. They're making the job work with the broken weaponry.
This affords them the luxury of stacking the site. They have so much information, and at any point, JL can just rip right around and whip up a storm from the back. That MP9 is going to be spraying bullets in a few moments' time. If Wonderful even allows it to take shape. He says, nah, I'm actually good, homie. I've got the Deagle. 3 kills to Wonderful, moves up to 24 frags, and now Jane, stuck along, has been spotted, has been fragged, and we go double OT. Putting in the effort, honing your craft, being the best player you can possibly be, comes to the forefront. And you see which players want it more. Flit and Jame have dispatched of Monster, but they haven't dealt with Alexi, who's had a really good game so far, but he sprays down the middle. He was the ace in the hole. He was the player that could have turned the tides of this round, and instead it's a 2-on-4 post plant. And although Flit and Jame are low, Ema has his work cut out for him. Jame suddenly springs into action and suddenly found his range with the AWP. He was so quiet for so long in this game, but now he's here to stay. 3K in the round.
Historically, throughout the ages of CS, win or lose you games. They have the most expensive weapon. They have the most important role. They're the players that, off the difference of a single click of their mouse.
Well, he traps him here. Oh, does Bit expect it? Oh, it's burning him. See, that's what I'm talking about. Somebody earlier was asking, like, what are the best things that top teams do macro-wise on Overpass? And I said, like, bait out utility. You have like 10K people watching between 3 streams. 3 people are watching me on their own personal streams because their demo broke. That's kind of crazy. Sorry, I'm a bad observer. Happy birthday, thank you. I appreciate it, Ares. Everyone is watching yours? Nice. How did everybody else's break, though? Is it the same thing that happened yesterday where they all got rewound? Olaf is watching Flom, who's watching you. Oh, that's so based. Yo, Blazington, thank you for the prime. I appreciate it. Oh, nice round from Bit. Jamin, oh, that timing. Oh, that was so good. Oh, Bit masterclass. Oh, it's Jover. It is so Jover. Where's the Shui emote? I was gonna make a Shui emote actually, Kaz, from that clip, but I forgot to. This is VP's map pick too, so this is tough. GG. That was really good calling from Alexi. I can't even lie. Alexi actually just called that game so well.
Maybe they are. Yep, they are.
Ooh, trades.
That was bold, Alexi.
Yeah, that's pretty
at that
tough.
point, what else do you do? But I don't know.
You either face and pray that you hit every single shot, or you hide and pray they don't clear you. But either way, you're done for. Also, when you were talking about like how VP played their CT side, one thing that's so frustrating is you watch so many of these rounds and you're like, dude, Flit could actually be like... Was Flit ever on VP with Yekindar? Yeah, he was actually, but only for the shortest period of time.
Oh,
Flit,
yeah, they got the stack going on CT and it's smoked. Damn, not even fun.
Flit was like their new addition alongside of Yekindar.
Corner a little bit.
And then when Yekindar left, he kind of like took like kind of the place of Yekindar.
That worked. Well, he's eating now. Oh, he's definitely eating now.
Oh yeah, all that work to drop Jame's trusty.
Yeah. Well, let's see.
Actually, they probably bonus this.
Yeah.
Can they mount this retake? Wonderful. Not ready on the peak, playing on the angle. And Norbert takes the fight straight to them. Cuts his way through them like the carving knife and leaves it down on just Imma. Imma that won't be alive for very long. Butchered towards camera as Flit hits the head and VP pick up all 3 of the rounds.
It was fantastic for VP towards the end of that OT. It wasn't quite enough. But he's now taking a bit of mid-control. That's forcing and funneling away the 2 CTs from the A side of the map to go and check this one out. But Mia goes down without any kills. So much better news for NaVi, but they have conceded elsewhere on the map. James springs in with his AWP and keeps it all tied at 3 apiece. Wonderful goes for the peek, but the timing slightly works against him. Surely, though, he'll have Fame dead to rights if he peeks into his crosshair slowly. So Fame, has he spotted the foot? I think he has. He knows Wonderful's here. He just turned around and Wonderful's been splattered. It's all come apart again for NaVi. Only Bit remains and he's in no position to quell this bomb plant.
Just lurking his way out back towards camera side and hoping to clutch on to what he's got. Will be able to carry the M4 and armor into the next round, but that's one of the few things they'll actually have into the... Wonderful. Waiting for the push out. The more tags he finds, the easier it will be for JL to strike with the Deagle. But the full frontal assault of the scout from Wonderful does the job onto one man, slaying a single T, allowing JL to recover the Kalashnikov and begin his flank. Meanwhile, at middle, it's Norbert that bites back, removing the head from Alexi B. Imma, they tried to dive around the corner, wanted to draw his crosshair off the position. 7 seconds left on the clock. Wonderful arrives on the scene of the crime, but is struck down by Norbert. A nice round put together by VP. Flit's going to be able to respond with a smoke of his own. Has the molly, looking for a lineup to burn towards the back pillar and potentially force Imma out of his position. Does land it, so he's going to recoil off of this and give a lot more space for the teams to play with. A few flashbangs go over the back. You get the deep nade in as well onto connector. It's a nice amount of damage. Imma waits for the push, but his head is surgically removed as Fame strikes and brings us down to a 3v3. Time is tight, 25 seconds. The bomb's gone flying as well, all the way back over towards Con. They've got to grab that and instantly commit on a plant. Norbert's there to at least defend from the back, but it's a flank on a flank, Vince, as Bit swamps up on him, slaps him down, and leaves it all on Flit in a 1v2.
And here's the man you'd want for the job right now. He is on fire. 13 kills. Albeit he's low, but his aim is on point. Wonderful's barrel's going to betray him. It's a free kill, but Flit doesn't snatch at it. He's calm. He's collected. And he's on the prowl. This round could very well go in his favor. First kill down, but Wonderful connects with the AWP. He played it so well, Flit. He'll be devastated he didn't get that clutch, and that would have been a back-breaking moment for NaVi. They hold on by the skin of their teeth. He's doing a really good job of stalling. And with 18 seconds left on the clock, now VP are going to feel the pressure. They have to apply it directly to the heads of these players on these entries. Bit sprays, but it's slightly off, and that may afford them the luxury of a frag here on the hands of James. And Wonderful in no position to stop them. It's going to be around to VP. NaVi with a one and done.
Under the belt. And Fame might even be able to lay claim to the frag on Wonderful. Backstabs him, so no salvaged AWP, no saved weapon, and the money is not there for them, Vince. They really needed to clutch onto that scope to have any sort of benefit to their buy on the CT side. Instead, it's going to be scraps that you've got to work with.
I'm just a little bit concerned if they'll have anything to really play off come that second half, as Norbert had a very good first map, continuing to twist the knife in the side of NaVi. A bit of casualties coming in, but of course this round is a done deal. There's no kits. They want to try and maybe pick up a couple of these AKs and make this a costly round for VP, but they got tons of cash. They're just fine to replenish their buy. I don't think NaVi are going to survive to live to tell the tale. Solid damage done, but in the grand scheme of things, doesn't really matter.
To shut down Fame, that's a big first pick, and more importantly, he's still alive. So the battle of attrition favoring NaVi, they can rotate him off. They instantly switch places. Bit defense towards B. Oh no, James! Oh, what a nightmare, Vince.
I assume that Norbert just walked in front of his AWP the second James pulled the trigger. It does sometimes happen in that transitional phase. It can backfire. James looks like a mug, but it could have been Norbert's mistake. And now James has to pick up the pieces as grenades land left and right, and Wonderful straps himself into a 3K, arriving when necessary. And the man mounting himself, as you highlighted, Flit on a tear. Lexi's health is unknown, gets finished off now. Molotov toss behind it, goes down. NaVi know the round is theirs. I would urge them not to get too over-aggressive here and try and take down Flit. The risk is certainly not worth the reward. Ema still goes in, though, takes the kill. They're going to be able to trade up an AK at the very least. But NaVi, they pick up their second round. VP certainly more warmed up on the server, and it's an amazing situation to see just how fast James has pivoted around his fortunes from that first map. Bit gets one. JL repeaks for a second. Oh, the flash wrecks him, but he still takes the head of Mia and puts him in a body bag. James, the next up, does bait out the shot. They punish him. Do they expect a second player to be here? They must know that enough time has elapsed for the rotation. Could have came through. Still 20 seconds. Ema's had a rough day at the office so far on Anubis. And Alexi's not fared much better. He was a beast in the first map as well, coincidentally, but the spray isn't there from IM, and he gets punished. The bomb spills out into the open, and James has to pick up the bomb and run straight to the site. Getting planted down. This HE, wrong side of the pillar. James is softened up, and this battle of the IGLs will commence. There is a kit in the hands of Alexi. Doesn't have to go too aggressive here, and James is putting all of his marbles on the Heaven Peak. He's giving his back up to Alexi as it stands, and Alexi will oblige by slowly maneuvering round. There's no surprises as to where either of these players are, and now Alexi comes back in again. He's going to try and catch James in an awkward spot. Tons of damage inflicted again, and does get his opposite number in just the nick of time. It's another super close, super scrappy round, but NaVi have got it done. But Wonderful is laid here in wait with the AWP. There are flashes available. A well-placed HE, well-timed, is softening up a couple of targets here, and JL's going to oblige with the first. Spins back in again. Mia takes a little bit of damage through the double doors, but Wonderful missing the shot. Costs his teammate his life. Gets the second one, though, the one that really counts, and that drops the bomb onto the ground. 18 seconds left on the clock, and it's all down to James.
James, oh, nearly hits the mark on the first shot through the smoke, but it won't happen. The AWPer on the CT side, Wonderful himself, picks up the pieces.
It just takes one of these guys to pop off, and this round can get out of control real quick, but instead the flash is good, and the follow-up damage from BitJL and Alexi B is on point. This is a clean take. They didn't even need the smoke. They didn't even need all of that utility. Now they're going to toss down the smoke onto cams. The job is already done. And VP will be backing away. No point of health has been done on either Norbert or Flit, so they can upgrade their armor if they need to, going for a full buy into the next round. That won't be happening for Flit. He's not afforded that luxury. Removes his head, does bit lightning fast. This is going to be a difficult, uncomfortable situation for VP to find themselves in, because NaVi are so relentless on this T-half. It equalizes the odds as well in terms of manpower, but James missed a shot. Isn't fully punished. Slight gap in the smoke on Heaven will be exploited by Fame as he expunges the oncoming bit. And now the pillaging and the plundering of A-site may have been quelled. Or maybe it's going to pick back up again. Maybe a second wind comes in. Ema's got some success, and James caught between 3 different players. Unbeknownst to him, if he peeks around this corner, he could be a dead man, but that patience could be proving to be a virtue as he nails Wonderful, and this 2v2 commences. Timer's not that low either. JL's going to have a lot of work to do. Sprays through the smoke, gives his position away and gets nothing for it. Pop flash out as well, but doesn't peek behind that. He's going to use the smoke as a shroud, as a bit of coverage to try and get round the back of these 2 CTs. The bomb has been tickled. He doesn't realize it, but neither of them have the kit. He just spotted Flit drop back onto the site, but the spray is off. However, there's not enough time. He's done it. NaVi claimed the round, even though all 5 players die. Any kind of utility that's at their disposal, by playing slow, you will draw that out. They've done a good job of holding on to the bulk of it, but oh no, but couldn't do much about that. An insta headshot from JL. Slick and crisp aim on the approach. And although James AWP has sang once, it's going to be a solo effort. There's no backup. So you do have the risk of potentially putting yourself into a bad spot here. Hence them calling a halt to the hunt. They are going to allow James to survive with this AWP and come back again in the next round. But we're all even again, Jackie. He's trying to use the advantage to get the drop on a few of these players when they try and rotate back in again. This may be completely unnecessary, though, because the T's are hammering, barraging onto the B side and getting tons of success in the process. So that whole Alexi James situation has gone by and passed. And now Alexi joins the rest of his teammates.
They've been looking really good, man. Just coming out swinging. He just takes the peak. Man, it almost felt like he had thrown that one away, mate. But yeah, he clears it. Gets the shot off onto Alexi B in the end. Okay, responds back though. Ima. He'll be able to fire him one. I mean, you've got a lot of room. You've got into the bomb site. The flank is coming in quickly though. And they haven't quite committed onto the plant yet. Wonderful. Trapped towards the back by Pillar. Oh, the smoke's going to fade, Vince. He's not looking in the right location. Nearly 2 frags found from Flit on the rapid response. Jane peeks in with a scavenged AWP and punishes. It's all unbit. 12 HP in a dream.
And he knows as soon as he taps that bomb, he's going to get aggressed on. Intelligently decides not to do that. He's going to be running out into the hands of Jame, or Fame, I should say. The other component of those two players. And VP already expending a lot of their utility. Only 1 smoke left with 50 seconds. 2 incendiaries. But now that smoke has also been tossed out. IM doesn't seem to give a damn. He's going to rush straight through. And Norbert nearly gets caught with a nade out there. He does get caught. He had no idea. The outrageous tenacity and temerity of EMA just to push through that smoke. It has afforded them the luxury of getting a couple of entries. But Jame has snuck his way round the back. The look with the AWP here, Jackie. He could be the ace up the sleeve. They need to take this round.
He's biding his time. Step by step. Will he clear towards jail, though? Sees the first player. Back turned. Oh, bypasses the re-peek as well. So the CT side still in position to make moves on this one. JL buckles under the pressure. Wonderful. Clacks the head of the first man. Knows where they both are, Vince. He's got information on this one. Just has to deliver the deathly blows. But it's only good enough for 2 frags. Can't get all of the pickups on that one. So the defuse will fall in favor of Jame. The game goes back to 10-10. Wonderful. Almost pulling off a despicable clutch. Wants Fame to take the contact. Response with a Molotov is a little bit too delayed. He wins out on the first gun fight. James able to re-peek. Hits 1. Second's good as well. So he doubles up on entry, slowed them down massively and derailed the push. At this point, you leave NaVi scratching their heads. They've got a minute of time, sure, but you're so low on firepower. Only a duo remains. It's just JL and Wonderful. Yeah, they've been hitting some good shots tonight. He rotates back off. It's all on Mer. If he misses out on a first shot, it could go down the pan quite quickly. That's contact from JL. They've got to go fast, though. 19 seconds left on the clock. Oh, they're fragmenting, Vince. They split up. They leave themselves in a bit of a rough position. But JL and Flick's panic shuts down on 2. The bomb's going to be planted. It's all on the retake. Can they deny this plant?
Oh, Norbert runs straight out into a flash, bounces off his dome, gets destroyed. Flick can't do any better. A 2v4 clutch in the dying embers of this match. Qualification dangling ahead of NaVi, and they've pulled it out of the fire. VP are going to be devastated. Yeah, with the M4 in tow. HE's being traded back and forth. Solid damage inflicted early on, but JL just sneaks in. Double spray is good. And now Norbert caught in so many angles and so much bother has been put down with mercy from Bit. An abrupt plant from NaVi as they take a giant step towards the RMR in Romania. Next month that'll be taking place. Mia and Jame. I hate to make this decision, but the logical choice is to save the M4 they have. To save the Kevlar that they possess currently. In the hands of Jame as well. It sucks. You hate to do this, but it has to be done. It will put NaVi into 2 match points, into 2 qualification points, and put VP into that 2-1 bracket. They'll have to go again with another best of 3. But Jackie, there'll be that mind screwing voice in the back of their head telling them, guys, we had a vast lead on both maps. We could have even won this game 2-0 ourselves. And now we're on the brink, on the precipice of being knocked out 2-0 and allowing NaVi to qualify ahead of us.
To force him out of that position, a couple taps onto him as well, so they're going to know that he's playing here. You've got the AKs, they just need to hit the mark. UMP dispatches the first, peppered in the back, he's low on HP, but he's still standing. Finally falls as JL strikes.
Oh, Wonderful gets one, but traded back straight away. Connector control is established, but Fame in a 1v1, what could very well determine this round. It'll put a lot more pressure on James stuck at the back of the site. And Mia's also there. But Mia does get dispatched. James has wiggled his way round on the B main side, not for the first time. The spray's good. JL with it all to do, and he goes down to the hands of Fame. We go one more round. We're not done just yet. VP, very similar to the overpass performance, had a huge lead, let it slip, and then came back right at the end to take us to overtime. They're 1 round away from repeating that same performance. It will be a full investment from NaVi, and a solid one at that with a post plant. Have everything they want, but VP awakening again when it truly counts. could finalize where this bomb ends up going. He can hear the pitter-patter of footsteps. Alexi's going to need to have a lot of impact here. He's going to need to have it quickly as well, because he's very aware of the time. He knows his teammates are waiting. They're loaded. They're waiting to be shot into that site. And Alexi is going to have the drop. The spray's not quite there. It doesn't allow him to transfer for the second, and that could be the moment where VP snatch this away and take it into OT again. JL, no post-plant available. We go to overtime again. How is this possible? It keeps happening for VP.
Okay, Fame. What have you got for us here? 30 seconds on the clock. They bait them in. Mer works perfectly in unison with Fame. And they fired both of those opening frags, Vince. They've got an edge now.
They have to make sure it's still a sharp blade. They can plunge into VP, but it's not going to happen. They fall on that sword, skewer themselves. And now Norbert and Jane are the last two players standing. Molly tossed into the cams. It's a shot you expect him to land, but he will snatch it in the second time of asking. And these are the kind of positions where it makes perfect sense for Jane to just go ahead and save this, because of the situation we mentioned earlier with the CT side economy and 10k starting money. He will snatch the life away of Alexi on the exit, but it will be NaVi that strike first. 13 and 12 in our OT, and apply that pressure directly to VP. Fame on the side of the pillar. As the smoke the sanctuary as a shroud to play off. Oh, they both go down without much of a fight on the side. I thought they had a better crossfire than that. I thought they'd be able to muster up some serious strength, but instead, NaVi on the precipice of taking a 15-12 lead, going into that second OT half. It will be a flawless, clean sweep with all the pressure applied onto Virtus Pro, and that is going to become the outcome of this situation. NaVi need to win one of the next 3 rounds, and they have qualified. They are at the RMR.
They recoil and reset their focus round towards the B site, leaving just James scoped in, waiting for the A main push. But this is looking scary, Vince. The body language not looking great for Virtus Pro, and it only goes from bad to worse. Norbert caught out in the open, dazed and confused on that one.
And looking like it may go from worse to over, unless Flip, Mir, and Jame can masterfully craft a way back into this round. The time is in their favor. It's one of the few things they can be somewhat positive about. The positions of NaVi are looking strong, powerful. That's a trade Mia has to win to give them a chance. Molly down onto Con as well means that Flit is stuck on the wrong side, unable to do much about it. And whereas time at one point was in their favor, every second that passes allows NaVi to grow in strength. Flit stuck miles away from Jame, who is still watching the back of mid, also anticipating a rotation through, but he has to join his brethren, he has to join his teammate, and now he is the last man standing, missing the shot, and that will be NaVi qualifying for the RMR as they 3-0 through the Swiss format.
Huge stuff for him there. I mean, all in all, that was a real